Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Talent 24, dive bombing at you with some Eagles content. Let's go. Yo, what up, fam? It's your boy Lethal Talent 24 coming at you with another video. And I'm telling you, man, I'm straight up telling you, the Eagles, man, it's going down, and it may be the fall of, greatness. You know what I'm saying? We go from winning a Super Bowl in 2017 to where we are today. So let me just go ahead and get into this. Now, it's been reported that Jeffrey Lurie, there's been some other reports too about Jeffrey Lurie, basically not happy with what he's seeing. And then, when it came down to the Browns game, it's saying that he is so disgusted with this team he didn't even make the trip. Now, there's other reports out there that saying that he didn't go because of COVID. But if you've been at other games, during this season, during this pandemic season, and then you just decide now you're scared of COVID, nah, man, that tells you everything you need to know. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not happy with Doug Peterson, if you're not happy with Howie Roseman, things have to change. There's been a slew of just absolute bad personnel all around. Medical personnel. You still got players getting injured left and right, and injuries happen. They're a part of the game. But when when you have them for 3 straight years in a row, that means you just have, everything just is wrong. They're not doing well enough. They're not doing good enough. And then you got, personnel, draft player personnel, all that stuff. Players that are supposed to come in and help right away. And you got projects, people, Howie Roseman drafting projects. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in this fan base knows that what help we need. And you go out and get something that go out and get a player who's not a playmaker, but who's solid, who you think is solid. You're drafting who you think or who you really want, and who do you think fits this team better than a bona fide, or most likely bona fide superstar, potential superstar. You know what I'm saying? And then that same GM, Howie Roseman, will sit there and try to sell you. And a lot of people in this fan base have been buying it because, you sit there and look at, Wentz and how, we were told that Wentz was going to be, is this great, potential great quarterback. And he does have it. He shows it. But at the same time, you get coaches in here his first year, and his first year he goes 7-9. Second year, obviously he's one of the keys to, and the reason, one of the reasons why we even made it to the Super Bowl. But for a decline to happen that fast, and then trying to rush him out there, knowing that he needs to heal, knowing that he's a potential franchise quarterback, you need to protect him. And also how you protect him is you protect him from himself. Get coaches around him who can check him and make sure he's doing doing everything right, his footwork and everything. Make sure he stays disciplined. The whole team doesn't look disciplined. Your head coach doesn't look disciplined. He goes away from the things that are working. You know what I'm saying? And, everybody, wants to look at placing blame with Carson, placing blame with Doug. But at the end of the day, if you're the head coach and you can't stick to your own game plan, then what does that say about your football team and how they play? Jim Schwartz, as much as I don't like his scheme, at least he gets his players going and ready to play. But what about Doug? Doug is supposed to be this great offensive mind who came from the Andy Reid tree, came from Kansas City winning. And it's great that we amounted to a Super Bowl, but he hasn't done anything since. 9-7, it's good for one season. But 2 seasons in a row, no, that's barely winning. And that's not what we need in Philadelphia, man. That's just bottom line. So now you look at Lane Johnson, health personnel, right? Going back to health personnel, you know what I'm saying? That dude should not have been playing on his ankle like that. As soon as I had said this, put him on IR, let him heal up for a little bit, and then see where he is after that. But no, they kept trying to push him out there. Well, Lane wants to play. Well, anybody else that wants to play that's injured, you don't let him play. And all of a sudden, you soft against Lane. I admire, his want to play. But at the end of the day, you have to protect your players from themselves. We got to get people healthy out on the field. So when you keep doing that and then you talking about his ankle collapsing, that is not good. And lastly, it comes down to Jeffrey Lurie. You can be unhappy all you want, but you let this stuff happen. That is dysfunctional, and I've been saying that, and we can't get anywhere if it continues to do this. So things have to change. Now, leading into the game with the Seahawks, man, really, the key is to beat them offensively. Since Matt Pryor's going to be right tackle, we got to run the ball. The Seattle Seahawks defense is not what it used to be. You can run on these guys, but at the same time, Doug has to stay disciplined in running the ball. And then, another key is using Jalen Reagor, in versatile ways, right? What he was drafted for. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get him in jet motions. You know what I'm saying? You move him around to see if he can get open, and maybe that'll take some pressure off of Travis Fulgham. You know what I'm saying? Switch in Alshon Jeffrey here and there. They need to get on point and on the same page. Him and Carson do. And then also get Greg Ward involved. You know what I'm saying? Just keep everything out in front of Wentz. You can call a play, you can call a deep play here and now and again, but, you want to make sure that Wentz is trying to protect the ball. Now, Carson Wentz has to protect the ball. Now, the interception stuff, he's got to tone those down, man. We got to take care of the ball, and, especially against the Seattle Seahawks, we cannot give them any more chances to do something, to score with their opportunities. So we got to take it out of their hands, and we have to make sure we capitalize on the opportunities that we have the ball. Now, Miles Sanders has to make sure that he not only stays healthy, but make sure that, hit those holes and, get the yardage that we need. Of course, that depends on Doug, but when he does have the opportunity, we need to make sure, Miles Sanders needs to make sure that he's definitely, getting those yards that we need to put us in short yardage situation, or to hit that home run that we know that we know he can. Moving on to the defense, man, we got to get to Russell Wilson, contain him in the pocket, make him slide up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we have that spy so we can, we can force them to run. Now they're going to run the ball, no doubt. They got Carson for this game. And, the running backs are pretty solid. I think they still have Homer. I'm not exactly sure. But they use those guys to, to set up their pass game. You know what I'm saying? They have an identity unlike us. So we got to make sure that, we stop their run game. And, and then when it comes down to passing, we make sure that we keep Wilson in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? And, we got to lock down DK. We got Slay's going to be on DK Metcalf, but I would give him help over the top. Make Wilson go to, Lockett and I think Moore is their other receiver. You know what I'm saying? Make him force the ball to those guys. You know what I'm saying? If we could take away DK, we can minimize the damage in their passing game there. Now, they have a weak offensive line, so, our defensive guys up front, our defensive line has to make sure that they eat. You know what I'm saying? And, I wish Jim Schwartz was a blitzer, man, because this would be one of those games where we would need it. You know what I'm saying? Because Russell Wilson, if we were to blitz up the gut, you know what I'm saying, he would, try to get outside. So we would need to have somebody, force him to slide up, of course. If we were to send that blitz up the middle, he sometimes just runs backwards and tries to throw off his back foot, or he just makes a mistake. He makes a mistake and keeps the ball, and that leads to a big loss of yardage on the sack. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in this game on Monday, man. I just don't know necessarily that we can pull this off. I honestly, I just, where everybody else is really just afraid to say it, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we win this game. I do think, however, that if we do the things that I've been talking about, you know what I'm saying, I think that we can stay in this game and potentially win it, but I don't think we will. So I have the Seattle Seahawks winning 28 and the Philadelphia Eagles losing 17. And I just, until we prove that we can beat the Seahawks, I can't pick them, going against the team. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we do come out with a win. Hopefully we get our stuff straight. Hopefully we have a good game plan, defensively and offensively, and we get this stuff straight. So anyway, you guys let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about the game on Monday? What do you think about the Jeffrey Lurie situation, Doug Peterson, Lane Johnson? You let me know how you guys feel about those news reports that came out about all those situations. Anyway, that's all I got. So you guys keep your talents sharp and go Birds. EAGLES, Eagles, and that's what's up. You guys take it easy. Peace. Every time they put me in a battle, I'm lethal. Nigga too sweet and low, you ain't equal. Shut 'em down.